Hello everyone, it is Karina with Karina Loves to Plan. Thank you for joining me in my little corner of the internet, and today we're going to unbox my last pen purchase from 2025. I purchased this, I'm looking at my spreadsheet now, but I purchased this towards the end of 2025 and it arrived actually I think on New Year's Eve. So hold on, oh my gosh, I'm trying to click on my spreadsheet and it's not doing it. Okay, so I purchased this on December 22nd and I think it ended up arriving like the 30th of December all the way from Japan. So this is another pen that I've purchased from Good Pen Life or Yumiko on Instagram. And I love that Yumiko packages these so well, like including a little video from Yumiko, little washi envelope. I really shouldn't film these after I finish work and I've been talking all day. So she includes that envelope and there's a cute little origami flower in there and then some really cute stickers as well. I have a little collection of these now from Yumiko. And then we have the lovely packaged pen right here. Now before I show you all of this, I will just let you know, when you purchase from Yumiko, Yumiko is basically a third-party seller or buyer who purchases Japan exclusives and then sells them to to anyone outside of Japan. I purchased this for 57,000 yen and that ended up coming to $523.30 Canadian. And then in terms of customs charges, I ended up paying, because Yumiko shipped this by DHL and customs charge was $39.51 Canadian. So just being very transparent on how much all of that cost. But everything was packaged beautifully. It arrived quickly and Yumiko is very easy to communicate with. So yes, I've already opened this, but I put it back in the packaging because I wasn't ready. So here we go. This is, what do you think this is? Guesses? It is a sailor. And if you saw my fountain pen superlatives video, you already know what this looks like. So I am pretty surprised myself that I have purchased another sailor. I know, it surprises even me. So let's open this here. Ta-da! It is the Sailor and Hachimonjiya Jhuyo Amethyst. And let's take this out. Let's just see how gorgeous that pen is. I love the beautiful amethyst color and all of the shimmers that are in here. It's just stunning. Let's get a better close up here. Look at that. Now, this is not the first release of this particular pen. This has been released before, but there are some differences. I think the resin body is a little lighter on this one, and then the finials are also different, but I love the way this one looks. It's so sparkly. Oh, look at that. Loving all the sparkle. And then you got this beautiful nib with the snowflakes on there. Isn't that just stunning? Gorgeous. And this I chose to have in a fine nib. So this particular collaboration, I'm just going to bring you a little closer in here. So this particular Hachimonjiya and Sailor collaboration is going to be representative. It's Kubo Sakura's Purple series. It contains glitter. It just makes it a beautiful fountain pen. And then you have the snow crystal engraving on the nib, which is absolutely lovely. So Jhuyo are natural creations that form when seasonal winds from Siberia hit the trees of the Zhao mountain range, which cover them in ice and snow. And it's illuminated by the morning sky, so those snow crystals shine like crystal, dyeing the silver world of the Jhuyo field a deep purple. And this fountain pen beautifully captures that scene, which can only be seen a few days of the year. So you can just imagine the breathtaking morning glow over the Jhuyo field. Now, if you compare this to the previous version of the Jhuyo Amethyst fountain pen, the barrel and the cap have actually a little bit of a softer color here. And then the end cap and crown have been changed to a clear part to express the transparency of the crisp winter air. Now, the nib that comes on here is not your typical 21K nib that comes on a Pro Gear. This is an 18 karat nib, and this is in a fine That is just stunning, absolutely stunning. And then with the snow crystal design as well, with this release, or this new re-release, the snow crystal design has been redesigned from the original version. So isn't that just absolutely stunning? Love it so much. Now I'm going to compare this Pro Greer to other pens in my collection so you can see the size, and then I will ink this up and do a quick writing sample. So here we go with the Hachimonjiya Jhuyo Amethyst, and of course I'm gonna pull out the two other Pro Gears that I purchased in 2025, and I can't believe that I did. This is the one that started it all. It is the Wancher Frozen Sake, and then from the San Francisco Pen Show, this is another Hachimonjiya collaboration. This is in the Kubo Sakura. Aren't those three beautiful together? I absolutely love that, and I think from this, my little Sailor collaboration collection is complete. It's just stunning, absolutely gorgeous. So that is all three of them together. Now let's compare this to other pens that I have in my collection. First, let's compare it to an Esterbrook Esty, which is one of the most comfortable pens that I have in my collection. We'll also compare it to a Platinum 3776. That's another one that I purchased from Umiko. And then we'll compare it to a TWSBI Eco. And then lastly, we'll compare it to, in terms of sizing, a Pilot Kakuno. So you can see that the Sailor Pro Gear actually is quite small. In my fountain pen superlatives video, I actually named this one of my smallest pen in terms of length, because if you look at this pen uncapped versus the other pens that are uncapped, it's actually quite short. So if we're uncapping all of these, you can see how short it is really compared to the other pens. Like for example, the Esterbrook Esty is one of my most comfortable pens, and you can see how much longer it is than that Pro Gear size. And then the TWSBI Eco is definitely the longest. So the Pro Gear is actually quite a small pen, but then you can actually post it if you'd like. It's actually still comfortable for me posting if I post it like this, and I don't normally post my pens. I would be a little bit cautious of posting this and possibly scratching the body, but otherwise it's actually a good weight to post, not too heavy, but also where the cap sits and where the cap band sits on my hand here or in the perlicue, it's actually not too uncomfortable. I'm easily irritated by any, I guess, texture that is in the perlicue, but this actually doesn't bother me at all. It's not too bad whatsoever. But normally when I write with the Pro Gear, I write with it unposted. So let's go ahead and weigh this pen. Oh, I didn't show you what else was in the box. I'll show you that first, and then we'll weigh the pen, and then we'll do the writing sample. I was so excited about unboxing the pen that I forgot to show you what was actually included in there as well. So included, you've got some of the warranty, but you do get a converter, and wow, I have 4 cartridges in here, which I don't use, but I'm glad that a converter has been included, because you don't always get a converter when it comes to Sailors, but this one comes with a converter like so. I'm going to go ahead and put that in now. All right, so this pen capped is 25 grams, and then uncapped it is 16 grams, which would make the cap itself about 9 grams. So it's about, you know, an average weight of a pen, and very comfortable. So let's go ahead and pick an ink that we'll add into this pen here. Now I have here my pen and ink journal, and I am looking through all of the inks that I swatched at the beginning of the year, trying to find what will match. Now, ooh, Amazing Amethyst could be a good choice for this. Or, oops. Oh, Tono and Limbs, Boundary Between Like and Dislike is also a good choice. I feel like Murasaki Shikibu is a little bit warmer in tone. Ube Truffle by Robert Oster would be really nice with that as well. But I'm thinking, if we go into my samples, I think that Graf Von Faber-Castell in Violet Blue might actually be a really good match. Let's see if there's other ones here. Now, I would love to put Tono and Limbs Amethyst in here, but I really do want to use up the sample of the Graph von Faber-Castell Violet Blue, so I think I'm gonna go with that. The pen is now all inked, so let's go ahead and do my first writing sample here. So the brand is Sailor Hachimonjiya. Oh, that fine nib. And the model is Pro Gear. The nib is an 18K fine, and the color is Jhuyo Amethyst. And I have it inked with Graph von Faber-Castell. Now, I've had this ink for at least a few months now, and this is called Violet Blue. My first impressions of this pen are it has a beautiful shimmery body. I really love the clear finials and the rose gold trim. I was a bit unsure of the fine Sailor nib and the feedback because the previous Sailor pens I had tuned and smoothed by Kirk Spear, but it's actually not too bad. It is smooth and I can feel the texture of the paper against the nib, which is actually not a bad thing. I think I like it. I'm gonna do a few figure eights and a few nib strokes here just to see how it feels with the nib. So there is the Sailor Hachimonjiya Jhuyo Amethyst, and I am loving how beautiful that pen looks, but also I think I'm going to like the fine Sailor nib because it's finer. There's less of the nib in contact with the paper, and some might feel that's a bit scratchy, but I actually like how fine and crisp this nib is, and I think I'm gonna enjoy the Sailor feedback on this. So I'm gonna keep writing with it and see how I get along with it for the next month or so. Or I may keep this ink for February and have it as my A6 5-year journal pen and ink combination for the month of February. All right, but that is it for me. Thank you all so much for watching and for joining me for my first new pen day video of 2026, which unboxed the last pen that I purchased in 2025. And I'm in love with it. I absolutely love it. I almost feel like I need to add my other pens in here as well, just so that I have them all on screen, and I love that. Who thought that a year ago, this time last year, I didn't have any Sailors in my collection, and I didn't think I would ever add any Sailors to my collection, and now here I am with 3, ending 2025 or starting 2026 with 3. I think I am good. I don't want to add any more, and these are all just beautiful, and they bring me such joy, and they write beautifully. Again, that is it for me. If you have any questions about this pen or about the process of purchasing from a third-party seller, please let me know down below. Thank you all so much for watching, and have yourselves a great day.